world's most famous pig family gains new fans and becomes even more beloved by audiences of all ages. But did you know that behind this colorful, adventure-filled world, Peppa Pig holds secrets and curiosities that will leave you speechless? Madame Vampire, right from the start, let's talk about Madame Gazelle, the character who's often the children's teacher at school. She doesn't appear in every episode, but whenever she does, she leaves us with a few question marks. To begin with, have you noticed her house has a peculiar style, slightly tilted and mysterious? And here's more. When the pig family visits Madame Gazelle, they notice a photo that appears to be of Mr. Gazelle. Oddly, the photo is black and white, as if it were from many years ago. This raises an important question. If Mr. Gazelle lived so long ago, shouldn't Madame Gazelle be much older too? Yet, she still looks the same, as if time hasn't affected her. Could she actually be a vampire? It may sound like an eccentric theory, but it's easy to imagine that Madame Gazelle might have some supernatural quality. The pig family should stay alert. Luckily, they're friends, as having a vampire as an ally could definitely be an advantage. Ha 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 ha! And that's just one of the 11 mysteries we'll reveal to you today. So put on your golden boots and join us as we uncover even more about the incredible world of Peppa Pig, Evil Twin. Speaking of strange mysteries, did you know the main family in the show might have a secret member? That's right. We're talking about Peppa, George, Mommy Pig, and Daddy Pig, and maybe a mysterious twin of Peppa. It all started with a wallpaper design from the show that includes what seems to be an extra child. What's curious is that this wallpaper was released years ago, and to this day, no one from the show's team has officially explained who this extra child could be. If it were a mistake, they would have likely clarified by now. But no, the wallpaper is still sold normally. It makes us wonder, could the pig family be hiding something darker, like a secret evil twin of Peppa? This detail adds an extra layer of intrigue. Whiny Peppa. Now, circling back to the secret twin theory, let's suppose this supposed sibling left the parents' house because she couldn't stand living alongside her siblings, especially Peppa. By the way, have you ever noticed how Peppa can be quite whiny and even annoying at times? For instance, in Season 2, Episode 43, titled The Quarrel, Peppa is playing with her friend Susie when she suddenly decides she doesn't want to be friends anymore, accusing Susie of cheating in a game. This was a lie Peppa made up just so she wouldn't lose. Even though she and Susie have been friends since nursery school, Peppa doesn't mind risking a long-standing friendship over pure pettiness. And it's not just with her friend that she behaves this way. She can also be pretty bossy with her parents, and even mean to her younger brother, George. For instance, when George was a baby, he got hit by a huge snowball, thrown by none other than Peppa herself. And the most shocking part? She didn't seem to feel any remorse, showing off a big smile. And that's not to mention the times Peppa accuses George of faking illness just to get attention. With so many spoiled and selfish behaviors, it makes us wonder, could Peppa have a reason for acting this way? If you enjoy Peppa Pig, even with her bratty moments, prove it to us and comment mystery down below. Real game. Do you enjoy playing games? I'm a big fan of my favorite games, whether on my phone or computer. I bet you have fun with some games now and then too, right? Well, guess who shares this hobby? George and Peppa, of course. Whenever Mommy Pig finishes some of her work, they run upstairs and play their favorite game, Happy Mrs. Chicken. Here's a cool fact. This game actually exists. Did you know that? Yes, Happy Mrs. Chicken was once available on the Cartoon Network website and also appeared as a mini-game in Peppa Pig, the game for Nintendo Wii and DS. And on the show, who's the best player? If I had to guess, I'd say George is a real master. He once scored an astronomical number, way higher than anyone else's. Let's root for the rest of the gang to improve their skills too, right? Peppa's doing pretty well, with a respectable second place, but poor Susie is stuck at the bottom with a super low score. Who here also loves playing Happy Mrs. Chicken? Daddy's hair. Have you ever noticed that Daddy Pig is bald? We get so used to seeing him without hair that we're surprised when we find out otherwise. In the episode where the pig family is at the airport, about to leave for Spain, Daddy Pig shows his passport to the attendant, and there's a photo of him with a full head of hair. And here's another funny fact. His beard is the same color as the curly hair in the photo, proving he's a natural redhead. No dye needed. Maybe his hair fell out from all the stress of his kids' wild adventures? Potatoes disappear. Here's another funny mystery. In the episode Once Upon a Time, the Pig family is invited for a meal at Grandpa Pig's house, where everyone is excited to eat potatoes. Joining them is Mr. Wolf, who shows up with quite an appetite. But take a close look at Mr. Wolf's outfit. He arrives wearing a sharp purple suit with a white shirt and blue tie. However, as soon as the scene shifts to everyone already seated at the table waiting for potatoes, Mr. Wolf is wearing something entirely different. No shirt and no tie. But there's an even funnier curiosity. Grandpa Pig had placed the pot of potatoes on the table, but suddenly it's gone, and everyone has a potato on their fork. Were they all so hungry that even their clothes disappeared along with the potatoes? Ha! This family really gets into some funny situations. Trip to Paris. Now, let's talk about one of the Pig family's most exciting trips. In Season 5, Episode 33, they visit Delphine Donkey's family in Paris. Of course, in such a beautiful place, they couldn't miss seeing the famous Eiffel Tower, one of the most visited landmarks in the world. But here's the issue. Daddy Pig is terrified of heights, and the Eiffel Tower is a whopping 330 meters tall. Imagine the fright for someone who can barely look down without feeling butterflies in his stomach. The funniest part is that, at first, he's relieved, thinking the climb isn't too high. But when he finds out there's still a part left to go, and that it has to be done by stairs, he panics. Even though he's scared to death, he climbs the stairs with his eyes closed. But this choice doesn't work out well, and he ends up lost at the top of the tower. In the end, he's rescued by a helicopter, and while dangling, he opens his eyes and gets a full view of Paris below. Could this be a new method to conquer a fear of heights? Magic balloons! Who loves surprise parties? In Daddy Pig's birthday, Mommy Pig, Peppa, and George are busy planning a surprise party for Daddy. It's a sweet gesture, but there's a scene that's pretty eye-catching. The mysterious balloons that Mommy Pig carries down the hill. She starts with 4 balloons, but by the time she reaches the party location, the number has magically increased to 6. And the surprises don't stop there. In another scene, the yellow and pink balloons switch places as if they're enchanted. Could there have been a magician secretly at the party? Or was it one of those animation tricks to surprise Daddy? Who knows? If you enjoy videos like this, click the subscribe button and join our team of Peppa fans. Daddy Pig's parents. Have you ever wondered why we never hear about Daddy Pig's parents? In the series, they're never mentioned, not even in family stories. It's possible that he and his brother might have had a falling out with their parents, which could explain why they're never present at parties or family gatherings. Still, it's pretty odd that it's never been mentioned at all, right? Could it have been such a big disagreement that everyone decided to move on and ignore each other's existence? Or is there perhaps a deeper, more mysterious reason behind their absence? It's definitely curious, because the lack of these family members in Daddy Pig's life leaves a lot of fans wondering. Mysterious photo. In Daddy Pig's birthday episode, there's yet another puzzling detail. During the scene where Daddy Pig is at work, celebrating his birthday with his colleagues, there's a photo on his desk that's, to say the least, intriguing. The picture shows an adult female pig and a young male pig, but what's curious is that the photo is in black and white. Could it suggest they're relatives from the past? This same photo appears at Mommy Pig's parents' house, so could these pigs be her relatives? If that's the case, why would Daddy Pig have a photo of his wife's family on his work desk instead of a picture with his own family or kids? To add to the mystery, the photo is quite old, making us think that these people might be much older or possibly even deceased. Could this old photo somehow be related to Madame Gazelle? She also has a black and white photo at her house, which raises even more questions. It seems like these details weren't placed there by accident. Definitely makes you think, right? No humans. And now, let's talk about an intriguing mystery that involves us. That's right, humans. Have you noticed that humans are almost non-existent in the world of Peppa Pig? In the show, there are only a few rare appearances of humans, such as the Queen, Santa Claus, and a pirate. But aside from these 3, there's no one else. In Peppa Pig, we've seen various countries, like France, where the pig family visits the Eiffel Tower. But what's striking is that in all these places, there are only animals doing things that humans would normally do, driving cars, going to work, and other daily tasks. This makes us wonder, if a few humans have appeared on the show, then it's likely that Peppa Pig doesn't take place in a world where humans never existed. They do exist. They're just not part of the everyday world. So the big question is, where are we, the humans, in the world of Peppa Pig? Could we see more humans show up in the show one day? Haha, it's a mystery that might never be solved, but it's fun to think about for future episodes. After discovering these mysteries, I'll be watching the next episodes of Peppa Pig with a much sharper eye, trying to spot any new clues or unexpected reveals. How about you? We've selected 2 videos down below that I know you'll love so you can keep enjoying with us. Just pick whichever one interests you the most and click. Enjoy the video and see you next time.